Where were you when the towers fell? Well, I was in my math class. Where at the time I was actually tutoring somebody. And then I started smoking pot, and she became my tutor, believe it or not. I don't know what happened there. That was a funny year. When the tutor becomes the tuted. But it was with my best friend, Kath, in class. It was kind of funny. Um, I got direct tutoring from a brilliant young woman who many people might have assumed she was very good at math for certain heretical qualities she had. But she was just disciplined and good at math. So, anyways, when I got it taught to me one-on-one, I became exceptionally good at math, and I was able to teach it to my best friend. But eventually, I don't know, I started sort of skipping school and smoking a little too much, and somehow I got a better writing and reading score on my SAT than I did my math. Blew my mind. I was dyslexic. I was known for making simple mistakes because my short math, we had to do it the old school way back then. But I always knew how to create a solution. In fact, on two different occasions, in a chemical class and in a math class in 7th grade, was able to produce a solution properly, one time better than, by getting to the decimal point instead of a non-decimal point answer with a more complicated solution. Well, the teacher was just like, well, why don't you tell me what you think the solution is? I was like, well, if you do this with half by that, you get. Oh, she's like, well, yeah, you're right. That works, but it could be simpler. I was like, well, then you don't get a decimal point to your answer. She was like, oh, huh. Best moment in math ever. But also when I figured out nearly almost exactly a chemical equation in chemical class with Mr. Blue, it blew everyone's mind because I was a special education kid, and everyone's like, well, we thought we were supposed to make fun of him for being stupid, but he just made us all look stupid. Fuck. It's like everyone wasn't that bad on me about special education ever. I was usually, um, you know, relatively well liked. Just not always a part of the major popular kid groups, or had many popular kid friends, I guess, if you will. But everyone's popular if you just assume everyone's equal. Anyways, what was it? So yeah, mathematics. How I got the higher score, became the tuted. I still did alright. By the time I got to college, I was smoking and not taking math seriously enough. I didn't have a tutor directly for that one. And I sort of missed out on calculus. But, luckily enough, I was naturally more indulged in getting a elder care degree, or minor, with my social work degree, out of getting out of business management and economics as a minor with my social work degree once I got to a real university. But, never assume anything. A mind's uniquely capable in many ways, as once Howard Gardner explained to us through variable intelligences presuded by, well, in his example, sort of a male brain, which is segregated with the left and the right, but ultimately exists in a female brain, just in a different way. Anyways, um, only problem if we're wrong, and women really do sort of mostly have a because Howard Gardner's variables were indicative of the philosophical variables of male and female, blue and red, white and black constructs of the brain before anyone ever figured that out. Sort of like how Ben Franklin invented bifocals when he really just saw them beforehand. But if you bring a clear context to things, it is fair to say you are the staker to the claim. Forcing women into a conservative ideology could, unlike in a male mind, forcing a right lobe phenomena, as opposed to letting a man think liberally, forcing a left lobe phenomena, sort of causing a counteractive interest inside of a female brain, which is so creative, so adaptive, so brilliant, so loving. That might create an intellectual core as to why you shouldn't force the women into variable conservative liberal politics without further embedding the variable options into which rationalize here and now why the synergy between the two thoughts exists for the benefit of the world, naturally. But anyways, that's not important. What's important is... Never mind. This is one of my philosophy moments gone wrong. I went too far. I went wrong. And now it means nothing because I have no place to bring this.